Hello everyone. Welcome to the third week of our Use Case of the Week series. My name is Shreya. I handle customer experience for Nexweave. And as I mentioned, this is the third week. So we've been doing this for 2 weeks now, and we're almost halfway through. With me today, I also have Bruce joining us. Hi, Bruce. How are you?
Hi, Shreya. You look great. You sound good too. Hi, guys. Pleasure to be here. Thank you. Okay.
So,
Is
for
this
those of you who've been attending this before, like who've been here for the last 2 weeks, you kind of know how this goes. But for any of you who are joining us for the first time, we're taking one top voted use case every week to demonstrate it to our users out there. And at the end of this demonstration, we're going to reserve about 10 to 15 minutes to discuss your doubts and questions. And what we really love is for all of you to go back and replicate these use cases, try them out at your end, and then tell us what kind of results you get and how we can make improvements to the session as well as recommendations for the product. And we'd love to just basically be a part of your success stories. So we're looking forward to another interactive session today. I'm personally quite excited about this session because this is one of my sort of wow moment features when I first started using Nexweave. So I'm hoping to share that with everyone. And let's just dive in. So this week, I'm going to be taking all of you through the use case of personalizing your website with Nexweave. Now, when I talk about website personalization, we're going to create like a template of your website, which will contain elements that can be personalized for your audience's information. And the way to do this is through another one of Nexweave's Chrome extension. So for those of you who were with us last week, we covered one extension. We're going to be taking a look at the second one today. Now, last week, one of our viewers recommended that I demonstrate this sort of flow chart, just so that it's easy for everyone to follow the multiple steps. So I've gone ahead and I've created this rough structure chart, but I'll be sending at the end of this session to everyone who's registered. I will be sending out this presentation so you can access the detailed flow chart as well. So how today's demonstration is structured is I'll take you through the initial setup where we're going to talk about how to download and activate the extension as well as set up your website so that it's ready to be personalized. Then I'll give you some tips on how to design your landing page layout so that it looks the best when you're personalizing it. We'll prepare our templates and create campaigns around them. And then finally, I'll show you how you can use the plugin and add personalization elements to your web page. So let's just get started. The first step for us is to download the extension. So for this, I'm going to go into the Chrome Web Store and go ahead and search for Nexweave here. So as I mentioned earlier, there are two extensions that are available to download. The first one allows you to insert a Nexweave media into LinkedIn and Gmail. We took a look at this in a little bit of detail in the previous session. So if you're curious to learn about that, go ahead and watch the session 2 replay, which is live on the event page. Today, all of our focus and attention is going to be on Nexweave for website personalization. So to install to install the extension, it's pretty straightforward. You click on the extension, click on Add to Chrome. It gets downloaded, and you will be able to see it inside your extensions right here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just pin this extension so it's easy for me to access. Now, when I try to activate it, I'm prompted to enter an API key. Now, to get this API key, let's jump over to our Nexweave application. And I can download any API keys, whether it's for the plugin or any other platform that you're trying to connect to, under the integration section. So navigate to integrations. You're going to be able to see a list of the API keys you have. I have pages and pages because I've been doing this for a while, but you probably will see no API keys here or just a couple. So don't be alarmed if it looks a little different. Just click on add key. You can set a name for this key. So let's call this my plugin demo. You can click on add key again, and it's really simple. A key is generated right here. Now, in order to activate our plugin, I just need to click on the copy icon next to this key. I click on the plugin to launch it again, and I can paste it here. Once this key is verified, you'll see that every time you click on the plugin, now you'll be able to see the start editor or exit editor option available. Okay. So that brings us to how we can activate the plugin, but we're not quite ready to start personalizing yet. We're missing a really important key here, which is that we've not told Nextweave what exactly it is that we want to personalize. So I have already gone ahead and created this sort of demo web page, which I'm going to be personalizing through the course of today's session. So as you can see, this is a layout, kind of like a finalized version of the web page. So we'll look at this in a little more detail in a few minutes. But the domain for this is called demo.nextweave.com. So you basically have to take the domain of the website that you are personalizing, go into the Manage Websites section within Nextweave, and just click on Add Website. So kind of similar to what we did for adding the API key, we just need to add the website domain here. So I'm going to type in demo.nextweave.com and update. Now, as soon as I do that, a script is generated. And I have the instructions here, which is paste the script tag inside your code, inside the head tag. So I'm going to copy this script and I'm going to go into the admin panel or the settings of my website builder, which is WordPress. Now, at this point, you might be thinking that, hey, I don't use WordPress. What about my website builder? Well, actually, the steps are exactly the same. So no matter what CMS or website builder you are using, you need to enter the domain of that particular web page, copy the code that is generated, and then inside the header settings. So in WordPress, that comes under insert headers and footers. But inside wherever your header scripts are located, you just need to come and paste the script. We already have documentation on our in our help talks knowledge base that talks about doing the similar process for WordPress swipe pages as well as for ClickFunnels. If you are using a different website builder, I would urge you to go ahead and try this out. Just copy and paste the generated script into the header script inside your website admin panel, and go ahead and start personalizing it as I'm going to proceed to show you. And in case it doesn't work, just reach out to us on our support channel, and we'll try to troubleshoot or understand if there's anything additional required. But in my experience, the steps across the website builders that I've worked on are exactly the same. You need to add your website, the domain, copy the script, and just paste it into the header. Remember to click on save because these sort of website builders don't always auto save. So as you can see, it's been updated. Basically, what I've done is I have installed the API key and I've added my website to Nexweave. So we're done with the first part of our demonstration today, which is the initial setup. So if there's any questions about this, you can post them on the chat and we can adjust that a little later as well. Now that we're done with the basic setup, let's take a look at the website that I've created a little more closely. So as you can see, this is the finalized version of my web page. So this is actually where the plugin interface will come into play. I'm going to be taking this as a base. And then on top of this, as layers, I'm going to be adding personalization variables, replacing these images for personalized image templates as well as GIFs. And I'm also going to insert a personalized video here. So stay tuned for all of that. But the the extension actually comes into play on the final version. So why are we talking about editing the landing page right now? That's important because I'm going to take you through some tips to keep in mind while you're designing the layout of the landing page. Now, again, I've built this page on WordPress and I'm using the Brizy editor, but it doesn't matter what kind of editor you're using or what kind of landing page builder. As long as it accepts this sort of script in its header, it should be fine. So in my landing page, now it's important for you to design this landing page as though not as though it were a draft, because we're not going to be making any personalization changes here, but as though it's the final version of the web page. So this is what I'm going to present to my audience. So I've put in my header text, I've put in my paragraph, etc. And in the final version, I'm going to be inserting my personalization variables here. Images also are straightforward. I've inserted image components with placeholder images. These are static images, they are not personalized. And later on, I'm going to be replacing them with personalized templates that I built on Nexweave. Not just images, I'm going to be doing that for a GIF as well. But when we look at videos, there is something to note here. Now, in the website personalization extension, I can't replace an existing video with a personalized one. I can, however, insert it into any empty column, element, or div tag. Okay. Now, this is going to become clearer to you in the next few minutes. So please just bear with me. But what I have done is I have added this empty space here, this empty column. And when I'm personalizing my website, I'm going to import a personalized video to insert in here. The second thing to note at this stage is that, as I mentioned, this is the finalized version of my web page. So especially all the visual settings in terms of the font size, style, color, spacing, column width, the width of my images, etc. Everything there is final. In the website extension, when I'm making edits to my web page and adding personalization, it's going to be difficult without any code to manipulate all of these visual settings. So I would recommend that while designing your landing pages, you design them as though they are the final version. So once again, just to reiterate, because this is important to note, I have to add a video into an empty column. I can't add it in place of an existing placeholder. But when we're talking about images and GIFs, we can add them inside an existing image component as a replacement. Okay, and this is once again going to become clearer to you in the next few minutes. Now, if you take a look at this landing page, what I aim to do is insert one personalized video, one, two, three personalized images, as well as one personalized GIF. So all in all, 5 templates that I want to personalize, right? Now let's take a look at how these templates need to be prepared on Nexweave. So I've gone ahead and I've created the 4 image or GIF templates that I want to use. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They have been personalized on Nexweave itself. I've taken the same base image and just manipulated it so that it contains some personalized information. Now, if you're new to Nexweave and you've not sort of created templates of your own in the past, don't worry. You can take a look at our YouTube Get Started playlist or our knowledge base in order to see documents to help you get set up and get familiar with the editor. In addition to that, in this presentation, which I will be sending across to everyone, I've also included all the important links you'll need in order to prepare assets for your landing page. So I've gone ahead and created these templates. I have also created the personalized video that I want to import. Now, how do I prepare them so that they're ready to be shared on my web page? If you've been using Nexweave, you know that the answer to this question is campaign. So we need to run a campaign. A campaign is basically a process on Nexweave by which I can get a link or an embed code for any template. So that makes it shareable outside of Nexweave. For websites especially, it's really easy to generate these campaigns because we're going to be using a campaign style called quick campaign. And the name explains it all basically. So when you've identified the template that you want to use, whether it's one of our public templates or something from our private library, you just need to click on the drop down next to the template and select the action use. So this will kind of give you a preview of the template, give you a list of the variables used, and you'll see this option here for quick campaign. So all you need to do here is enter a name. So I'm going to call this use case of the week video. Set a name and just click on quick campaign. Now, because this is a video, I also have the option to add a thumbnail, a personalized thumbnail for this video if I wish to. One point to note here is that this is a new feature on Nexweave. So until recently, quick campaigns didn't permit you to add a thumbnail to your video, but now you can just set the thumbnail for experience to yes, and select one from your personalized image templates. So once you do that, just click on create, and that's it. That's a one-step task. I'm going to do the similar thing for my chosen image templates as well. Just click on use. The process is exactly the same. Set a name, quick campaign, and that's done. Now, for the remaining templates, if you are importing multiple templates, you're going to have to run quick campaigns for each of them individually. For the sake of time, I've already gone ahead and done that. If you take a look at my campaigns here, you see the first 4 or 5 campaigns that are created have been done exactly to be used inside my website personalization plugin, and they're all quick campaigns. You must be wondering why I'm saying quick campaigns again and again. Well, that's because the website plugin only allows you to use quick campaigns. Okay, so if I want to import a template into my web page using the plugin, I have to create a quick campaign for it. Secondly, the website plugin has a limit of 5 quick campaigns that I can import for one web page. That ultimately means that I can basically include up to 5 image, GIF, or video templates inside my web page. You can use less than 5, of course, but number 5 is the limit. So once we've gone ahead and done this, our entire initial setup is complete. We're now ready to go ahead and start personalizing our web page. Before we jump into that, let me take a quick break here to see if there's any questions that need to be addressed at this stage. Bruce, has anyone reached out with any questions that we can?
Just Pocket Video School from last week, who was excited to go through website personalization.
Oh, I'm glad. I hope that the session helps you out. Yeah, this session, so the extension is compatible. Oh, we've only posted that. Perfect. Okay. I'll just share that on the screen as well. I would recommend using this with a Chrome browser because they are Chrome extensions. I'm yet to try it with additional browsers, but I can definitely test that out and get back to you. But Chrome would definitely be the most sort of compatible browser to use it with. Okay, so if there's no more questions, let me jump back in. Great. So I'm going to close out all the additional tabs that we've used here and just focus on the final published version of my landing page. Okay, so I'm not inside the editor anymore. When I use the plugin, I'm going to be doing this on the final published version of my landing page. To kickstart the editor, just click on the Chrome extension inside your browser, the bar, and you'll see the option for Start Editor. You'll also be able to confirm your domain here. So mine is demo.nexweave.com. We click on Start Editor. And basically this plugin interface opens up. So you can see I have no personalization changes now. If I just run my cursor throughout the page, these different components get highlighted. And you'll be able to see this plugin interface. Just to point it out at this moment, you can move this to the right or the left, whatever you're comfortable with. In case this is minimized, this is what it looks like. So you can just click on this to expand the modal again and start editing your landing page or web page. The first step now is to select and import the campaigns that we created just before this. So you just click on the select campaigns dropdown, and I can import, as I mentioned, up to 5 campaigns. So I'm going to go through and click on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm not going to be able to select more than this. This is the limit. Once you do that, just click outside the drop down to close it, and then click on use campaigns. So it takes a couple of seconds, but campaigns data is imported successfully. This is the success message you will receive. And now you're ready to start making changes to the different elements inside your landing page. So in order to change this header text, I'm basically going to click on this first text element. You can see that a text editor pops up. And there are some variables here available for me to choose. Now, where are these variables coming in from? These are variables that have been used across the 5 campaigns and templates that I've selected. So they're a union of all the variables. At your end, depending on the kind of templates you've used, you might see a different list of variables. If you want to add more variables to this list, you need to go back and add it inside any one of your templates and then create a new campaign and import that here. So your variables are being basically extracted from the templates you've created on Nexweave. So instead of being create personalized web pages without any code, I want to change this to username. So I just click on that particular variable to import it. I'm going to add a comma here, and it should say username create personalized web pages without any code. I want my audience or my prospect to see their name front and center as soon as they open this web page. When we talk about personalizing text, it's not just header text that you can personalize. You can personalize the paragraph text as well. You can add, you can say something like put in a second variable inside this particular paragraph text. I can also personalize the text inside the button. But like I said before, we're not going to be able to make too many visual changes to it. So the button width, etc., is something that you'll have to be mindful of before while you're creating the layout of the landing page, because I can't really make too many changes in terms of the font style, spacing, etc. when I'm using this plugin inside on the final version of my website. So that's how we can personalize the text. Now, when we talk about personalizing videos, because I mentioned I wanted to import a video here, I said that I added an empty column space inside my landing page. So if you just scroll over that area carefully, you'll be able to see this little empty element that shows up here in the dotted line. So if I click on that, I have the ability to add text here as well as a video. You can see that there's no image option, right? We'll add the images shortly. So I'm just going to navigate to the video tab. And now, since my campaigns only included one video campaign, that's what's been imported. If you had more than one video campaign, you'll be able to see that listed here at your end. To insert it, you just need to click on it. Automatically, the video along with the thumbnail have been inserted. They're obviously not personalized at this moment, so you can kind of see a templatized version of it. And lastly, to insert personalized images inside your web page, you need to click on any existing image component. That's going to import all the images that have come in from your campaign. I'm just going to click on the image I want to insert here. So that will replace my static non-personalized image with a personalized alternative. I'm going to do the same thing here. And lastly, in this GIF template, just gonna add this GIF. So it's not just images, you can import personalized GIFs as well. Of course, I would recommend that you be careful of the size and the frame rate of the GIF, because if it's too heavy, it might take a little time to load. So just be mindful of that. But as long as you are, images, GIFs, videos, and text, all 4 things can be personalized using the plugin. Now, I've made a total of 8 changes across the board on my landing page. Once I'm satisfied with this, I can just sort of move this aside or minimize this. And you must always remember to click save. Okay, you will get this message that says website personalization data saved successfully. That means it's been a success. Now, a couple of things to note before we start testing this out. If I want to make if I want to revert any particular change, I can just click on that specific element and click on remove changes. If I want to remove all of these 8 personalization changes I've made in one shot, I can click on reset page, and of course saves any changes that I make to this web page. So we're done. I'm just gonna click on save once more for good measure, and now I can go ahead and exit this editor. Okay. So now that we finished personalizing our page, let's test it out really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and open the same web page inside the incognito mode of my browser. Let me go ahead and share that screen really quickly. So you must be wondering why the incognito mode of my browser. That's just a health check because I have created this landing page in one particular browser and my editor might still be active. So it's just to make sure that there's no interruptions with that. It should work even if you don't open it in incognito. We're just sort of making sure that my cache history, etc., that's not going to have any impact on this. Whenever you send this to an audience member or like someone from your prospect list or anyone that's personalized to them, they'll be able to see it without a doubt in their browser, even if they, whatever kind, whether they're in incognito mode or not. So you don't have to worry about that. This is just for us. So I'm just going to open up this landing page and let's see how it looks when it's personalized now. So, okay, I have opened it up, but it basically looks exactly the same as how I first created the layout. So, where is the personalization? Well, the personalization hasn't come in yet because we've not specified any information to display here. So, by default, if you were to send this link to someone without putting in the personalization overrides, they're just going to see the final landing page that you created. So how exactly do I supply the prospect information to this page now? How do I make it so that I can see the personalized version? This is where we go back to our concept of the modified URL. Now, let me open that back in my original screen. So, if you attended last week's session, you might already have a sort of preview into what I mean by modified URL. But if you didn't, don't worry about it. Now, one of the key features of Nexweave is that the media templates that are created, so this landing page that is personalized, we can actually override the variables inside this landing page directly by using it in by modifying the variables from the URL itself. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that now. So this is my landing page URL. This is where I have the username, the website, the company. Now these three are the variables that I've imported and used inside my landing page. You might have a different list of variables. So I can just take the existing landing page URL. I'm going to set this to a slightly darker color. Yeah. And now I need to append this URL with the following syntax. So I'm first going to add a question mark. And then I'm going to start typing var underscore username. Okay, so username because that's my variable name. If you have first name, just name, or any other variable, you need to type that exactly as it's listed. Okay, now I'm setting up a scenario where I'm going to equate username to Shreya, website to Amazon.com, and company to Amazon, just so that it's easy to sort of demonstrate this example. So I set the syntax question mark, var underscore username is equal to, and then I just type in Shreya, which is the value that I want this variable to be equal to. Any additional variables that I want to add, I now need to type in ampersand, which is command 7 on the Mac, but it could be control 7, sorry, shift 7 on the Mac. And then you just need to type the second variable as var underscore, follow it up with the variable name is equal to the variable value. And finally, the last variable that we'll add will also be ampersand var underscore. Now website is equal to amazon.com. Now it doesn't matter what order you add the variables in. you don't need to personalize all of them on the landing through the landing page URL, but it is necessary that the first variable you add is preceded by question mark var underscore, and every other variable you add has the prefix ampersand var underscore. Okay, so this can go on and on if you have more than 3 variables used here as well. So let's copy this and now go back and open this up instead. Sorry about with the back and forth with the screens. I just want to make sure that we are showing you the my incognito browser. So I'm not being able to switch between them. But here we have it. So when I've specified Shreya, Amazon, and Amazon.com, I no longer see this non-personalized version. All the changes I created previously are visible here. So I can see my name front and center. I can see Amazon.com appear here. I have the video, the name, the website screenshot, the logo, all imported from this website. I have personalized images that I can see with my name. If I had personalized this text, I would be able to view that personalized to me as well, including this GIF, which has Amazon's logo and the name here. So there you have it. That's how you can use the URL override in order to personalize and actually feed in the variable values to your web page and see the personalized version. Now, you must be wondering how does this process seems a little bit manual and it may not be easy to implement in bulk. Well, the idea is that the principle is exactly the same. Now that you've understood that this landing page can be overridden, the values in the landing page can be overridden directly through the URL. We can create really complex workflows with this, connecting them to automation platforms, connecting them to lead generating forms, sending it out through bulk emails, because I know how to override the variable values. So we've been through a lot in today's session. So what we've done is we've sort of broken this up into 2 parts. So today I took you through how to set up and create your personalized landing page and the concept of a URL override. Next Thursday, at the same time, we're going to congregate in order to demonstrate to you how to connect this landing page to a lead generating form. So next week's use case is going to show you how to collect data from a form and pass it to this landing page without any manual intervention. So you'll actually create some sort of sales funnel like a registration form, which leads to a personalized thank you page.
I'm looking
So
forward to
that's
that.
it for today. Yeah, me too. It's going to be an exciting session. So that's it from me for today. Let's go ahead and open the floor up for questions or doubts or concerns. In the meantime, what I'm also going to do is just quickly share the feedback form for today's session. I'd really love it if all of you could give me your feedback for how the sessions have been going in the past, if you'd like to see any improvements, any suggestions, or even kind words if you have any. That would be nice and motivating for me. So I'm going to leave that there. Please take 2 minutes out to give me your feedback. But yeah, please keep posting your questions and we can go ahead and address them.
Take a screenshot, guys, if you don't mind, or if you're on your computers, just copy and paste that URL. We would appreciate that. Thank you. We do have a question from Freebird Martin, so let's go ahead and bring that up too. So an alternative to JavaScript in the header is to put the script in GTM, Google Tag Manager.
Yes, so there is a second tab to put it into Google Tag Manager. If I remember correctly, ClickFunnels, in ClickFunnels, we've done that. But I will have to double check that. I'm not too certain. What I would recommend is that you start with the JavaScript in the header. And in case that doesn't work with your website builder, then reach out to us and we can try to see if there's an alternate.
And Quietly Working says, great time today. Excellent walkthrough. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope it's helpful, and I hope that you get the kind of results you desire.
So I'm going to ask something that I know that other people are probably going to ask. Let's say we're working on that website builder, right? The Chrome extension is really helpful for modifying, like inserting a photo or adding or applying text. Let's say you had like a 30-second video. Is there a way with that Chrome extension to insert like a short welcome video?
Yeah, of course. So in the demonstration as well, I have put in our Nexweave explainer video. The only thing to note here is, let me just go back and share the screen.
Sure.
So I think the only thing, so you can see this is a video that I've inserted, and this is about a 1 minute long video. So the only thing to sort of note when you're putting in the video is that you like, unlike an image in which I have an existing image that I'm replacing, the video can't be put as a replacement to an existing video. So what I had to do in my website editor was actually put in a placeholder. Let me see if I can pull that up really quickly if I have that open. So I put in a sort of empty column there, and that acted as I mean, that column doesn't really show in the published version of the website because it's blank, but it is an empty element where I can eventually add a video. So if that's your aim, that would be the best way to go about it.
Can the
Let me just pull up my editor again.
I was just going to ask if the extension, the Nexweave extension editor where we insert those photos, does that also allow you to choose videos to have it installed onto a website?
Yeah, so in my case, I knew the video that I wanted. So I created one campaign for it and I imported that one video campaign. So in my list, I could only see the one video. But if you create, say, if you import 3 video campaigns, you'll be able to see the list of all 3. Like in my case, I could see multiple images, but only one video. That's just because that's the way that I imported the campaigns. I created 4 image campaigns and 1 video campaign.
Okay, so that means ahead of time, what we should do is in our campaign builder, we should have our assets already installed or already uploaded in there, right? Our photos and our videos and our GIFs that we want to create for the website. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you have the templates created on Nexweave, and then you create quick campaigns of those templates, and those quick campaigns are imported into your website builder, into the website extension. Sorry.
So it's like almost generating if you already have assets uploaded, it's like generating a fast campaign just simply because you uploaded assets into a website.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Fast campaign will literally, that quick campaign just acts as a bridge between Nexweave and anything external. Basically, the point of the campaign is you can't share Nexweave media externally unless you have a URL or an embed code. And in order to get that URL, you need to create a campaign. So it's just a bridge between these 2 things.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Freebird Martin asks, so next week, the workflow is that people usually supply their details in a lead form, and then we auto-extract that and feed those details into a URL so that the landing page is auto-personalized.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's put brilliantly. I wouldn't be able to explain it better myself. But yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to create like a basic form, maybe 2-3 fields. And we're going to create a workflow where the URL automatically picks up the information from that form, and it gets modified on its own. And from a user's perspective, imagine that I was signing up for an event, for example. So I go in and I put my name and I put my company website, I put whatever details are required, and then I click on register. And I'm taken to, say, a thank you page where there's a short video that talks about the event that's personalized, or there's a graphic that says, you're all ready to sign up, or something like that, basically. And all these elements will be personalized based on the information that I filled in the form. So this kind of dynamic personalization flow, a workflow, is what we're going to be focusing on next week.
Got it. Okay, understood. Pocket Video asks, you said the limit was 5 items in a website, but is that a page or across the whole website? I believe that's per page.
Yeah, that's a good question. That is per page, as per my understanding as well. Uh, but I would have to double check that. So maybe let me just come back. If you could just reach out to us on connect@nextweek.com or through our live chat, I can connect with you there and just double check and let you know.
Yep. Freebird next week. Great. Yep. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific. There you go.
Yeah, I'm
And
excited for next week's session. And I'm really glad actually that we have people attending today's, like we have a relatively larger strength attending today because our next week's session is directly going to jump off from where we left off today. So I would recommend that everyone, if not, if they haven't attended this, then they definitely should watch the replay.
yeah, true. And guys, I put the feedback form on the screen once again. So if you're on your phone, please take a screenshot and you can give Shreya some feedback. Shreya, we should make that a little bit easier next week on like a shortened URL or something.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Freebird says, with video, even if you have 3 assets, you can only choose 1 asset to personalize. Could you choose a video A for some visitors, video B for some videos, and so on?
So this kind of segmentation is not available, at least not at the moment. Um, right now, web page would be personalized as a block. But I'm happy to sort of make a note of the suggestion and see if something might be possible. I'm not certain how that would work, but yeah, right now this kind of segmentation isn't available.
Yeah, and that would be another modifier. Visitor segmentation, maybe you have one set of videos for women and maybe another set of videos for men, but that requires another variable to be inside or applied also. I could see where Freebird would be going with that, but yeah, that's something that is not in play, but I could totally see how it could be applied to some marketers or advertisers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Robo Reply asks, thanks for the sessions. And Quietly Working says, this is a great question regarding page versus the entire site. Could you answer the question on the Facebook page? So I'm sure to see it for sure. Quietly Working.
Yeah, sure. I'll remember to do that. Yeah.
Robo Reply, you were very welcome for the sessions. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you. It's great to have all of you join week after week. Actually, it's really motivating. So
What I was thinking also is you may have some people who may want to give some feedback, maybe on camera in 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe they want to come on and ask a question for a minute or 2.
yeah, I would love that. In fact, so I've been reaching out to a lot of people through like when we make announcements for these videos as well. So for those of you who are watching, if you would be interested in coming on camera and giving a little demonstration of your own, or even just telling us what your experience has been with this particular use case or something you'd like to share with the community, we'd be very open to hosting you. We would love that, in fact. So just reply to any of the emails that you receive from me or contact us on the help chat or on connect@nextweave.com, and we can definitely discuss and set that up. We would love that.
Perfect. All right, folks, thank you for joining us today. I think that just about wraps up our session. Make sure you fill out the feedback form when you get a chance. Regarding segmentation, male or female, that may be just best done by routing to different landing pages via form customization. True, or you could use the same form with different videos coming up, and the forms, it's not there yet, but based on different variables, right? Maybe you could have different media assets. It's not there yet, but I see what you're saying. Have them currently route to different pages, yes. I could see how segmentation might be helpful in the future, where if you created the same page, but you had 2 different sets of videos. But what you're suggesting is a totally, fine solution and would work now. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that at least for right now with Nextseed, that would be the best course of action, that you have two different landing pages or at least two versions. They could be duplicates of each other, but with a different URL that you personalize with different video or image assets.
Yep. Guys, let us know how important is that to you on the feedback form about segmentation, or if you want to have different videos or different assets load on the same page, but it's the same page, but you may have like, a set of videos for women and a set of videos for men. Segmentation. Let us know on that feedback form that we're putting up, and let Shrey and the team know how important that is for you. Robo reply. People sometimes want to know if Robo reply is deepfake. Well, I guess we'll find out in a few weeks when you come on camera, and we'll see if your face is, or your head really is a robot head or not. There you go. You could prove us all wrong. There you go. Adrian says, thank you both. You're very welcome, sir. You're very welcome.
Thank you. Adrian. Thank you.
Opinator or Opinionator, digital comment card. Many thanks again. You are very welcome. Please let me know how do you pronounce that, because I don't want to butcher it. Opinator? Opinionator? Oh.
Opinionator.
Is it like opinionator? Like opinion? Yeah. Pocket. I used the training from last week quite a bit in LinkedIn. Thanks for the training. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. We knew a lot of people.
I'd love to. Yeah, I would love to. Bruce, I think you butchered it.
I know.
But to Pocket Video School, I would love to get in touch and just understand like the way that you're using Nexweave in LinkedIn, where it's coming in handy, what is your exact use case. That's really going to help us internally to try to identify better use cases and better opportunities as well. So if you'd be open to it, just reach out to us on our connect@nexweave.com email. I'd love to schedule a quick call and just see how things are progressing for you.
Perfect. Okay, guys, on that note, we'll see everyone next week, same time, Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific.
You can watch all the videos from the event are going to be they're going to be available for replay on the event page. So if you go to your event website, you'll see a replays button on the main menu. You can just go ahead and watch the replay for the previous sessions there. The videos will also, they've already gone live on YouTube, so you can find them on our YouTube channel as well, the ones from the first 2 weeks.
Yep.
So you can go ahead and watch a replay there, or the event page is going to be active till the 20th of October. So you can go ahead and watch replays till then on the event page as well.
Hope that answers your question. Quietly working. Okay, guys, on that note, keep social distancing in mind. Wash your hands, and we'll see you guys all next week.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Have a good one, guys.